Okay, so we are going to begin our recruiting training. Let's see, someone just joined us. Hello, Angela.
Hello.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and begin. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So recruiting is the theme of 2018 for the Shakers and Bakers and for the Hot Shots. And we're really, really going to focus on growing our team and getting each other where we really want to be in 2018. Hey, Tiffany. So that is going to be our focus. Hey, Melanie. And probably about a few months ago, I did a recruiting, but we've added a lot to our recruiting training, but we've added a lot to it. So get ready to take some really good notes over the information that we're going to discuss. And if you can see my screen, excellent. If you're on video, that way you can kind of maybe take a picture of some of the things that are going to be on there, okay? So recruiting, again, is our focus for 2018, and especially for January, because as you all know, the more you recruit, or everyone that you recruit in January, if they hit their 12, 15 cells in their first 30 days, you get double the points towards the incentive trip, okay? The trips for 2019 are amazing, and we all want to earn Hawaii, so this is really going to help you earn Hawaii. On top of that, we have quite a few of you that want to become directors, and these are our current directors on our team, and there's no reason why you yourself, if you want to become a director, why you can't make it to being a director in 2018. So if that's your goal, let me know, and we will definitely make sure you can get there. It doesn't matter if you have 0 recruits right now and you want to be a director, we will get you there. I will tell you, for example, Marissa had 0 recruits. Wait, was it 0? I think it was 0 recruits. And I told her, I need you to be a director for us to be a senior director team. And she got 5 recruits in 1 month. Okay? It doesn't matter how many recruits you currently have. Don't let that discourage you. We will get you there. Okay? We will do everything we can. If there's one thing that I feel like I'm good at, it's helping people become a director. And this screen right here proves it. We have a lot on our team. So, and we had 2 more in the past. Heather Macon was a director. Colin Wood, who is no longer with us, was a director. So, you can definitely make that happen. So, looking to see who's going to get in that driver's seat next and join our director team. Okay, reasons why we would want to recruit is number one, reasons for growth. If you're recruiting and you have people on your team, then you're going to be successful and you're going to make a little bit extra money every month. So this kind of gives you a chart of actually looking at the whole year as to what's going to help you. So if you're someone, I want to grow my team, then this is what you need to look at. If you're recruiting less than 6 people a year, you're going to go backwards, okay? Meaning by the time the year ends up, you are going to have less people than you recruited. If you're recruiting 7 to 11 people a year, you're probably going to struggle, and that goes with being a director. So if you're a director and you're only recruiting 7 to 11 people, you're going to struggle. If you're recruiting 12 to 17, you're going to be consistent. And I will say our directors and everyone, it equals out to about 12 to 17. And we have kind of maintained consistency over the past 5 months, if not fluctuating. We'd go back down and then raise back up to equal, and then go back down and raise back up to equal. So we have been, really maintaining a consistent team. We haven't been really growing in the months. So, and then if you recruit 18 to 24 people a year, you'll have strong growth. So that just means you're going to be a successful director, or you're going to be a successful consultant. But if you're recruiting that many people, you're going to be a director for sure. So You have to, the very first thing you need to do after this call is sit down and ask yourself, how many people do you want to recruit this year? What is your personal goal going to be? And then how are we going to achieve that goal? Okay, so this is a really good chart for you to go back and look at, and you can see the results of the recruits and see where you want to be. So by the end of this call, you should be able to write down how many recruits you want in 2018. Why is it important to recruit? Okay, so we know, yes, I can become a director, but really, what does that do for your personal business? This is what it does for you. You can increase your income by 4%. A little bit of a lot is a lot. 4%, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but a little bit of a lot's a lot. And that's complete reality, because I can tell you that that's what I make is a 4%. And whenever we have struggling months like December and we were down 11,000 in sales, my little bit, it kind of hurt on my paycheck that we just got, because a little bit of a lot's a lot. So you don't just look at it and say, oh, it's just 4%. A 4%, it's a lot, and you want that. You get $10 activity bonus for every single person on your team. So think about it. If you recruit one person a month, and so by December, you're getting $120 added onto your paycheck, on top of what else you're already making, on top of that 4% increase, on top of whatever else that you may be getting. You get free product samples. So in December and January, we were in free-for-all, and we're still in it, you guys. I know I haven't posted much about it this month, but we're still in free-for-all. So you're wanting to earn free products. Well, guess what? If you're recruiting and you become a director, you get it for free, which means you get all the products twice. You get it in free-for-all, and you get it in your director boxes. So you don't ever have to pay for any of the new products that are coming out. It's super exciting. I love getting my director box on my front porch and opening 2 to 3 boxes full of free stuff. It's amazing. And you could get those too. You earn free vacations. As you all know, there's myself, Renee, Jessica, and Marissa. We're all going to Amelia Island in a few months, and it's so exciting. But you can earn these as a consultant as well, but as a director, you have to achieve less points than a normal consultant. So that's an incentive in and of itself. Sorry, a little tongue twisted there. So I believe for a consultant to earn Amelia Island, they had to get 53,000 points. For a director, I believe we had to get 45,000 points. So that's the difference of making the trip or not. So you get less points for your incentive trips. Special events at national conference. We get parties. We got extra prizes, extra gear, things that recognize us. You get to walk across stage. You get professional development money. I know when I traveled to Arkansas last year to visit our team, because the majority of it was in Arkansas last year, I got that money back. You get leadership training. So you want to definitely, these are the things that being a director or recruiting more can do for you. Because even if you're not a director, you still get a 2% increase if you're a senior consultant. So, but director is a spot that all of us can be at. So you want to share how much you love being a consultant with everyone. It's super easy. You can fit it in your time, and I think we all feel that way. This is just a little chart that shows you. So right now, you may be a consultant, and you can see you get no overrides as a consultant. And then it goes all the way down to National Executive Director. Right now, our team is a senior director team, because that means that I'm a senior director. So you can see all of this that I get for being a senior director. And here's the director promotion right here. So Your team overrides, leadership overrides, and your bonuses are there. So this is just a chart that some people asked me for, so I thought I'd put it up here. So you can see exactly what you could get if you promote to a senior consultant, a team leader, or a director. Okay. Okay, so we talked about the benefits of recruiting. Now we want to know, how do I recruit? The bad news is that there's no secret sauce to this. You have to share the opportunity and what it has done for you. You can't just say, I want to recruit, I want to recruit. What's the special method? How do I get it done? There isn't something exactly that I can tell you that's going to make it happen every single time. But all of these tips that you're going to learn tonight, and you put them together, you're going to recruit. It's a numbers game. So like I say in our bookings, we have to get to the no's to get to the yeses. It's the same thing for recruiting, okay? We have to know how to spot a potential recruit. Someone that's active in your party every day. Someone that's taking the lead role in posting in the party without you having to tell them. Somebody that loves the products, or ask if there's anything else they can do to have a more successful party. If they're involved, you know that's how you're going to spot them, or you're using those 4 techniques. Okay, what do we do once we spot them? By the time you spot a recruit or a potential recruit, you should have already planted a few seeds with them when it comes to the opportunity of starting their own business. So what are those seeds that you should plant? The very first seed that you should plant is credit option. Okay, this should be in your host packets. If you're not putting this in your host packets, you're missing the boat. Okay, they need to be able to open their host packet and see this. And you can see I write on the top amazing kit credit, and then I circle and star the 2 options that they have available for the kit credit. So then they see the handwriting and they look at it because it catches their eye. When something's off on a piece of paper, it catches your eye. And so that ink on that paper definitely does that for them. The second seed that you plant is the message that you send to them before you start a party. Now, if you're bold, which I know I need to get to this point, and you want to make a phone call to them, then you say it in your phone call. But I always send a message letting them know what when I'm setting up their party, that I'm going to add them to their party, and they add their guests, and then I let them know what to do with that host packet, and I'll show you that in a second, okay? The third way that they've already received it is day 1 of the party, I post the different kit options. And I have my guests look at those kit options. For 10 raffle tickets, tell me which one that they would choose. So already by day 1 of the party, they've already seen the business opportunity 3 times. Okay? And then you're going to message them, complimenting them throughout the party. Okay, this is the message that I send out to everybody before their party starts. Now, it is a little, oops. So again, hey, I'm so excited for your Pampered Chef party to start in a couple of days. I will get you added to your party today, and then you can add your friends and family to the party. You should have received a host packet. Look over the catalog and create a wish list. Why? Does anybody know why we want them to create a wish list? I know some of us just kind of ignore it. Does anybody know why we would want them to?
So that they can see all of the products that they themselves want but can't always afford.
Okay, good. So excellent. So if they can't afford the products that they want, they see that it adds up very quickly, then they're probably going to work harder to earn those for free, and then in turn they get a higher sales party and you get a higher paycheck. So that's why we really want them to create a wish list, is because we want them to see how much it could cost for their products and where they need to be really in sales. So once you're done with the catalog, pass it around and collect 3 to 5 orders from those not on Facebook. Now, this is the second time that they're seeing me tell them to collect 3 to 5 orders. So they're going to take me a little bit more seriously than just not seeing it at all. So the first time they saw it was in that How to Have an Amazing Facebook Party paper that I put in their host packet. I circle it, star it, and then I say it again in this. And then I let them know what their minimum goal is. Okay. And then I tell them about our new consultant special. Okay. And then I tell them to have any free questions. Now, you should be asking every single host you have 5 times. Okay. I just listened to I've listened to quite a few recruiting trainings, and this one I picked up, and it's really cool. And you may think, oh my gosh, that's not me. That's too overbearing. I can't ask them 5 times. But in reality, think about yourself. How many, with the exception of Janice, because I didn't even have to ask her to be a consultant, which are the ones that I love. So how many of you joined on the first time your consultant asked you? Did anybody join immediately? They only had to ask you once to be a consultant.
I don't think Ashley asked me.
She didn't even ask you. See, those are the consultants we love, Debbie.
Renee didn't have to ask me either.
Nice,
Debbie-
Angela.
Debbie made me.
She made you. How many times did she have to ask you, Jody?
She didn't. She's like, you're going to do it. And I'm like, okay.
That's what I did to my sister. That's funny. Okay, so in rare occasions like that, which you're going to do it and they do it because they love you and support you. But most people aren't going to aren't going to do it immediately. Okay, Melanie's another exception. I think she came to me to be a consultant as well.
Yeah, because this isn't my first rodeo.
Oh yeah,
I did
you were a
this before.
consultant before. Yes. See, we're just full of people who just did it tonight. Because I just did it too. Nobody asked me.
Well, no, honestly, I believe everything happens for a reason. And honestly, I got invited into that party from a friend of mine. And I was starting to think about a year away, I was going to Vegas. And I was like, how am I going to have enough money for Vegas? And that just happened. And I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Exactly. And that's the exact same thing that I'm going to talk about, next. So that's perfect because it leads me into the next thing. Another thing that I heard, and it's so true. It was kind of cool and kind of eye-opening. And Jessica was like, after I told her about it, she was like, that was you. You don't know. It's kind of sad if you don't ask every single host to join this opportunity and you're not posting about it in your parties. It's unfortunate because you don't know how many people couldn't sleep the night before joining your party because they didn't know how they were going to make ends meet, or because they wanted to provide an excellent Christmas for their kids that now they're in debt. There are those quick loan places out there for a reason, for people who don't have money but want to provide for their kids. And then they, give them 50% interest rates, and then they're in a hole and they don't know how they're going to get out of it. There are people who, like Melanie said, they're planning a vacation and then they step back and think, well, how am I going to afford this vacation? Yeah, it sounds nice, but what am I going to do? What am I going to have to cut back for my kids? What am I going to have to cut back on for myself in order to make this happen? So you don't know how many people that is. Thank you. And you want to be the answer to their prayers. Sorry, guys, my dogs are going crazy. You want to be the answer to their prayers. I was that person. I was lying awake at night wondering, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to prevent from, meeting with the bankruptcy lawyers that I already had appointments with? How am I going to plan and pay for this wedding because I just got engaged? And never would I have thought that selling Pampered Chef would be the answer to my prayers ever. And yet here I am, and it was, and it continues to be. I've sold It Works. I've sold Avocare, before. It didn't work, and it didn't help. It was so hard to sell those things. Pampered Chef's easy. And so it could be an easy blessing to people because Pampered Chef sells itself. It's the reality. Yes, you have to do the hard work in getting the bookings, but this could be such an easy answer to people's prayers as, instead of working 4 jobs and never being home, they can be home and work this job. So you don't get to prejudge, or you shouldn't prejudge, whether or not you're going to ask that host. I've done it before, and people I'm like, oh, I'm not going to ask them. They probably won't be a good host. They're going to be a waste of my time. They're probably going to say no to me. And then they come and reach out to me. And then I feel like an ass, excuse my language, for not offering them the opportunity in the first place when you should. And so, yes, asking a host 5 times seems invasive and seems like you want to crawl in a turtle shell because it's, getting you outside of the box. But it's something that you should do. And so here's a checklist and a way for you to do it. So before you set up the party, like I did in this post to the left, and then once they are, this one says, OMG, your friends are excited and RSVPing, and I can't see the rest because, hold on. Looks like they love PC. Are you sure you don't want to give this business a try? If you want to be passive aggressive and turn that around and say, you should think about giving this business a try, and that way they don't have to answer, you can do that. But it's planting those seeds. And then, you're getting people excited. You're doing a great job. You would say they're doing a great job when they're posting those host coaching tips that you're giving them every single day. And if you aren't, and you don't know what I mean when I'm saying host coaching, please join me for training next week, I believe, or the week after for host coaching training, so we can get you to do that. But, you're getting people excited. Would love to have someone as excited as you are on our team. You would make a great consultant. So again, just planting the seed. Just close the door. And then giving them an update. Your sales are $300. You qualify for that kit credit option. If you get to 500, you qualify, or maybe it's 400. You can get an even bigger kit credit, and then send them your link about being a consultant so they can read about it. And you're just giving them the information, letting them read about it. And then before their party closes, you ask them one more time. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I plant the seed, I tell them about our new consultant special, and then I don't say anything else again until the end of the party. So I really only verbally ask them twice to join this team. I am going to take a vow in 2018 to ask every single host 5 times. And I hope that you will join me and you will do the same. Because maybe by the end of the party, when you ask them the 5th time, they've really given thought to it over the past 7 days, that then they're ready to sign up, versus it being after their party that they're really giving thought to it, and then they don't reach back out to you again. So I've had that happen so many times, and then you've lost them. So vow with me to ask every host 5 times. Do not discriminate. You never know somebody's situation, and you never know how life-changing this business could be, okay? Questions about asking the host 5 times, or what it really means? Okay.
Lisa?
Yes.
I don't have a question about that, but the kit credit, I don't understand quite how that works and who pays for it.
Okay, good question. So the kit credit is whenever their party hits $300 in sales, they get $30 in free product money. So they can choose that kit credit option and do $25 towards their consultant kit, and then they would only have $5 in free product money. Or same thing when they get to $400, they have $55 in free. They can choose to get a $50 kit credit, only $5 in free.
Okay. So where does one put that on the form when they're ordering? How do they?
It's a box that they check, that the host will check during checkout.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions so far? Okay. All right. So you are planting seeds, and it's now the end of the party. It's time for you to actually initiate a conversation with your host about joining the business. And I am very plain and simple. I do not stray away from these two messages. So it depends on how their party was going. If they have a lot of people active, if they have high sales, I will say the quote on the left. I am so glad that your party was a success. You have a great market / supporters in your friends and family. You would make a great consultant. Have you ever thought about selling? Hashtag something to think about. That's how I initiate the conversation. Yeah, I've thought about it, and they'll respond to me, and we'll get into a deep conversation about it, and we'll get there in a second. Or if they didn't have that great of sales, but they were posting every day, I can say, can I just say that you're an amazing host? You would make a great consultant as well. Have you ever thought about selling? Hashtag something to think about. So then we get into that conversation. They let me know if they've ever thought about it. You'd be surprised how many people will say, yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm just too busy. Well, then that comes to overcoming objections, guys. Objections are inevitable in this business. They are going to give you an objection because it's something that they are going to probably think that, let me backtrack. Selling Pampered Chef, to some people, they may think, oh, I can never do that. I can never be a salesperson. It's easier than being a salesperson. Trust me, in my full-time job, I was a salesperson. I sold health insurance. It's not fun. It's not the same either. So this is completely different, but they think sales, sales, sales. I've got to go out and do this and do that. It's not the same, okay? So they're going to give you objections. You have to overcome them instead of accepting them. Don't accept them, overcome them, okay? So they'll say, I haven't really thought about it. That was a typo, my bad. I'm busy working, going to school with my little kids, but if I decide, I will certainly let you know. Don't just say okay to that, please. Don't just say okay. Or I've considered it, but I don't have enough people interested to sell something like this. I tried selling for other companies. It just drained money. I don't really have the money to start, plus my life is hectic. Don't accept these answers. And if you're not good with overcoming objections, I beg you, and I am completely willing to help you. Send me a picture of your conversation or let me know what they say. Copy and paste it into a message to me. Call me. I posted my phone number in Shakers and Bakers today. Call me. Text me. Let me know your conversation before you respond to them so I can help you respond to them. Okay? Let me help you hands-on, one-on-one. Okay, so don't just accept these scenarios. You want to overcome it. So share your story. Share how this business has helped you. And I'm not going to read these, but these are little things that I say to overcome their objections. So if you have a phone, a print screen on your computer, something, take a picture so you can go over this. And I just saw another grammatical error. You would think that I promise I majored in English, so I know how to write, but there's some errors in here. So these are little things that I say to help overcome those objections. And then I also share my story, okay? Like I did with you today. Don't be afraid of it. Even if you're not making a ton of money, that's okay, because what you are making, I'm sure, makes a difference. And that's what you want to end with. I know it's a busy time for you, but honestly, what would an extra $300 to $500 a month do for you and your family? That's what you want to end with. If they keep throwing stuff at you and you can't overcome that objection, or you feel like you can't, that's what you end with. I know it's busy. I know it's hectic, or I know it seems hard or like a difficult job, but what would an extra $300 to $500 a month do for you and your family? And let them answer that question. Let them honestly answer that question. And they're gonna be able to sit back and think, I could get my kid in some batting practice, or hire a coach, or get them into gymnastics, or whatever the case may be, and say, well, then there's your why. You found your why. And I want to help you achieve that. I want to help your family be able to do that. And then you go from there. Okay? It's as simple as that. And I say it's simple, and yes, it's hard and it's full of rejection. But if you follow these steps, I promise you're going to be more successful. Okay? You're going to get them to really sit back and think about it. Instead of constantly throwing objections at you, they're going to think about it differently as to, wow, it really could help. And then you go into, well, it's worth a shot. Just, Janice, give me 30 days. Try it out for 30 days. The worst that's going to happen is that you have amazing products at a heck of a price, and you have a little bit of extra cash in your pocket. And then after that, you can walk away. You don't have to do it past the 30 days. Okay? And then, whatever they may say, it's hard to say no to that. Once you've told them and shown them by asking that question what this can do for their family or for themselves, and then you tell them, just do it for 30 days. There's no obligation. You're going to get some great products at an amazing price, and you're going to get cash in your pocket. How are they going to say no to that? Okay? You're going to want to definitely bring it back to being about them rather than about the business. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Questions? Okay, good. So if you don't have any questions, this is all I have for you. And these are, this is really my point. And I'm going to actually post this PowerPoint in the file section. So just in case you weren't able to go back through or take a picture or take all the notes that you wanted to, you can go back and look through it, and then you can formulate questions later. I am more than happy to answer your questions. I'm more than happy to work with you on your hosts, your recruits, whatever it may be, and to get you going. Okay, so commit with me. Everyone's gonna do one recruit a month. This is going to be the year of recruits, and we're going to get it going, okay? And you're going to ask every single host 5 times to be a consultant. I want to pull this up real quick. Just a second. Okay, yeah, so this is what we have. Perfect timing, because we have a virtual opportunity event with Melody Harper. So anybody that you have that may be interested in this opportunity, you want to make sure you add them. That is on Wednesday. It's online in a group, and it costs $8. Why am I into cost? It costs $8. It doesn't cost anything. You simply add them to the group at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. So what I would do in a situation like this, I would definitely, one of the times I'm talking, says I just started parties today. So I'm going to reach out to those hosts and ask them, already tell them how great of a host they are and that this would be a great opportunity for them, and ask them to join the opportunity event. So go ahead and be bold. Ask them to join the opportunity event, and that it's a no obligation. It's a look and learn, and they can see what this business is about and ask questions if they have any, okay? So that's going to be on Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Facebook. And then next Monday at 8 o'clock, we're doing training over host coaching at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. So if you're not doing any host coaching or you don't know what host coaching means, please be on the call next week, okay? That's all I have. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.